All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the first Yankees recap of the 2022 season. Now, for those who don't know what Yankee recaps are, this is where we recap all the latest news, updates, and really everything going on in the Yankee community. Now, today, of course, we're talking about opening day. Typically, Yankees recaps, these aren't like, game coverage or like game recaps, but today, what else are we going to talk about? We're talking opening day, and I gotta say, might be my favorite opening day that I've personally ever watched. Like, I know 2019 was really fun, 2018 was cool too, but just talking from like an entertainment perspective, from the very first inning, it was electric, it was back and forth, and that's where we gotta start, because I want to get, the negative out of the way, which is Garrett Cole. Him getting shelled for 3 runs in the first inning after his clunker in the wildcard game last year definitely was not ideal. He looked really all out of whack. Apparently, I don't know if it had something to do, but he was pretty chapped up, I guess, that the opening day ceremonies were taking a little bit longer. And I'll put the clip up on the screen. He definitely wasn't pleased about this. But yeah, he was all out of whack in the first inning and just really didn't look like himself. Just his timing. I'm no pitching coach or nothing, but he just seemed visibly rushed on the mound. Positive, though, he did look definitely a little more settled down the following 3 innings, because he didn't allow a run and he kept the Yankees in the game. So they go down 3-0, and then we get to the bottom of the first. And this was huge because unlike the 2021 Yankees, who probably would have gone down quietly and just went to bed, these 2022 Yankees, right away, they strike back, get on the board. Anthony Rizzo crushes a bomb to right center field. And like the electricity is right away back in the stadium. And all of a sudden, I'm like, this is what's different. They just have, it's one game. And I am the kind of fan that gets ahead of myself. I know. But if there's going to be change in 2022, this is one of the many things. And we're going to talk about it because you saw it a lot in this game, the difference between last year's club and this year's. This was one of them. Right away, bouncing back, getting on the board. And overall, I'm on top of the world about the Anthony Rizzo contract, because not just because of the home run, but his defense. Very subtly, he made such an impact today. He made multiple nice picks, but this one in particular that I'm showing on the screen, Luke Voit has a seizure if he tries to shift sides of the base like this. So overall, feeling really good about Anthony Rizzo. Then in the 4th, Giancarlo Stanton hit probably the most Yankee Stadium home run ever. It was an absolute laser to tie it. And I gotta say, I think the juice ball might be back. I didn't read anything, but just like from the way, at least what I watched in this Yankee game today, if I found out the ball was juice again, I would not be surprised. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I think the ball was flying off the bat, but maybe that's just me. Clay Holmes, he would follow Chad Green, who relieved Cole, and he actually had a bit of tough luck, which led to Boston retaking the lead in the 6th. Man, I got the post game on right now. Judge has the dopest jacket on. Anyways, yeah, Boston retook the lead in the 6th. Not like, obviously I wouldn't be mad anyways, but Clay Holmes, can't really put it too much on him. A lot of ground balls, kind of just some tough positioning and whatnot, so not really on him. But then in the 8th, something happened that has me the most optimistic, or more optimistic than anything that happened in the game. And that is that DJ LeMahieu, he put a ball in the air, and he put it over the seats in right center for a big home run, tied the game up, an oppo shot, and you guys know the deal. He just needs to get the ball in the air to be productive. He just stops hitting the ball on the ground. Because, I've made a couple of videos on this. He was still hitting the ball hard last year, but the reason he had, or one of the main components of why he had such a down year, is because he was not elevating the ball. So far, so good. It looked pretty good in spring training doing it, and then today with the home run. And he was hyped, too. That was so awesome. When do you see DJ get that hyped, if it's not like a playoff game? I feel like the last time I seen him get that hype was probably ALCS Game 6 against the Astros in 19. So, that was a huge home run. Great sign. Game remained tied, so we had to do with the extra innings rule, which, if you guys follow me on Twitter, just know me in person, I cannot stand this rule. I'm pretty sure it's the same for most of you guys at home. But yeah, I'm so glad it's going to be gone next year. Just right away, I feel like kind of takes away, the electricity kind of remained, the buzz of the game remained, but it deflates it a little bit. It devalues a walk-off hit kind of a little bit. So I just hate that rule. I'm glad it's going to be gone next year. Gleyber Torres didn't get the start today, but Boone has already came out and said before the game that he's going to start probably the next 5, 6, 7 games in a row. So if you're worried about that, don't be. He pinch hits in the 10th with the bases loaded and does the job. Ties the game with a sac fly to center, which was outside of the obvious reasons and the Yankees tying the game. That was nice to see. It leaves a good taste in his mouth going into what should be his first start of the season tomorrow. And we got to mention Mike King. Mike King was nasty today. The fake runner nonsense, it screwed him over a little bit, but his stuff was nasty, and his performance in the top of the 11th was huge, not letting Boston score there. That, of course, led to the bottom of the 11th, and by this point, I kind of had a feeling we were going to win. Donaldson, Rizzo, and Judge were all coming up, and Boston had it scored. Game was tied, goes around in second, and that's exactly what happened. It didn't take long. Donaldson, I think it was on the second pitch of the at-bat, maybe not even. Ground ball at the middle, and the Yankees win, completing an awesome, really awesome opening day victory for the Yankees. The only negative really was Cole, and even that, it's early. Like, it's way too soon to get even remotely concerned about Cole. So it was more so just frustrating at the time rather than like concerning. Really just the good vibes we had all spring training, or at least most of us, including me. It really carried into today. They felt like they felt like a team. The defense looked good. The lineup contributed throughout. The bullpen was very good. It just, the whole offseason, or since, they started making these moves a couple weeks ago, I've been saying, they're not exactly flashy, but it does seem like they're putting together a team. And one game in, it honestly does feel that way. So, yeah, I'm pumped. Great start to the season. Tomorrow, as in Saturday, we have Luis Severino making his season debut. I am so pumped for that. I mean, his leash is going to be short. I wouldn't expect to see him get into the 5th. I mean, I don't know what his pitch count's going to be. But, yeah, I'm pumped for Sevy. Don't expect too much. There's a good chance he looks rusty. Remember, Tyone looked really rusty at some point last year, too, coming off Tommy John. And then he ended up being one of our best pitchers down the stretch. So, be patient with Sevy, but at the same time, I'm really excited for him. So, that's to do it for this Yankees recap, guys. I'm probably going to do these maybe like, it varies. I don't do them after every game, that's for sure. Like, there won't be one tomorrow, I can almost guarantee it. But probably maybe like after the Red Sox series. It usually is like 2 to 4 times a week, typically. But yeah, that's to do it for this video, guys. I will see you guys next time. Let's go Yankees. Also, I'm just over talking about the Judge stuff. So if you want to see my opinion on it, Dan Allenrourke, follow me there on Twitter. Pretty simple, but yeah. That'll do it for this video, guys. See you guys next time. Let's go Yankees.